What is that frackin' thing doing in the CIC?
Admiral Sarkis? Commander? Admiral Kane asked me to interrogate the Klothos model, and it has something you all should hear.
To confirm, I give this information freely. I have already provided Lieutenant Agathon with the location of a monotheist research facility in orbit over Geminon. Parts of myself, of all 3 ILs, were created there. I believe that with access to its programming testbed, I may determine the location and intentions of Lachesis.
Why are you listening to this thing? Do you think it would so easily betray its own people?
Lachesis may be of my people, but our ethos is not shared. Cooperation with Colonial Fleet is compatible with my mandate. They would eradicate you completely to fulfill theirs. While they are awake, my work shall remain undone, and I, too, will be hunted.
You still have to get something out of this. Revenge couldn't have been that easily programmed into you.
I do not want revenge, Praetor. I want only to do God's work with my own hands. Lachesis believes my faith has strayed, and that I aspire to contest their work. As we speak, they search the colonies for every single one of my hosts, and destroy them. At this facility, an old reversion was hidden and has yet remained undiscovered. In return for access to the testbed data, I ask that you retrieve my inactive host and bring it safely to me.
And if we refuse?
Then I shall return to my cell, where I will await the arrival of Lachesis, and with them, our destruction.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Jump complete. Cylons are on the board. I'm getting some weird reads from their ships.
They are forces from Cylon Command, Lachesis' own personal guard. They know there is value in this facility, if not what it is.
Commander, launch Raptors and have our Marines board the station as soon as there's a clear runway.
All systems are nominal.
Weapons free and by the numbers, folks.
Fighter squadron is taking fire.
Switching gun to manual. Targeted Q4 by 9-5.
IFF confirms unit is hostile. Dratus contacts. More units have jumped inside our engagement range, sir.
We've shown our hand now. I hope you trust Kane to do this right, Lena. Because I'm not sure that I do.
Firing on target.
Marines have boarded the station. No contact inside. Sounds like a real mess in there, probably abandoned for some time. Glad I talked my way out of having to go on point for this one. Missiles incoming!
Keep your target locked and watch for clearance.
Reloading!
We've been through worse.
Commander, we've got another wave of Dratus contacts. All hostile. Marines have confirmed access to the code test beds. I'm setting up the data transfer now. This is gonna take a while. The dataset is big.
There is a faster alternative, Lieutenant. Locate my reversion host and use it to download and store the data locally. We can alter the MCP's transfer protocols to accommodate the size of the dataset.
That is a horrible idea. Except it would probably work. We could literally just walk out with the data.
This facility should be a priority 1 target. We're here to stop the Cylons, not collaborate with them.
Lachesis will learn how you intend to locate them. They will adjust their behavior accordingly and render this entire endeavor null. The first and last you will ever see of them will be at their complete subjugation of your colonies. Admiral, the only advantage you have right now is the speed at which this dataset can be processed, and your plan to confront Lachesis formulated.
Do it. Tell them to find the robot and use it to transfer the data. Lords help me if this is what sinks us.
Missiles incoming!
We're gonna hammer the frackers till they can't get back up. Optimizing firing solution.
Solution updated. Target acquisition maintained.
Marines have found and connected the Klothos reversion host. The tech crew is overriding the MCP with the lab's dataset now.
Get him, get him, get him!
Transfer is complete. Marines have the package and are returning to Raptors.
Wait for clearance and then blow the station.
Admiral, there is decades of research in that facility. Neural networks, probability models, quantum processing. Most of the technology in there is as yet unused by any Cylon agent. You would destroy the library to kill a cockroach.
In this case, the cockroach is worth killing.
Escort priority 1 still online.
Woo! This is what we do!
Set secondary battery. Full attack mode. Fire at will.
A Battlestar is being hacked.
No toaster's gonna do me like that. Not today. Time to clean up and go home.
Actual says to mop up and prepare for extraction.
That got a little messy.
Order received. Clean up and de-escalate.
Reaching bingo fuel.
One more good salvo ought to do it. They're breaking! Push the line! If we haven't used up the whole armory, it's a good day.
Prepare bays for catch. They'll be Mark 1 eyeball any moment.
Board is clear and the facility is destroyed. I've got techs in the hangar waiting to receive the Klothos.
Take this one back to the brig until we need it again. Lieutenant Agathon, I want to know what we can get from that dataset within the hour. Dismissed.
Can you move this thing? It's just standing there, in the way.
I am conserving the host's energy. I assume you would prefer not to deplete its stores and lose access to the dataset before we have completed the transfer.
As if you aren't somehow communicating between yourselves anyway.
I am not. The host is lifeless. Its MCP idle. I'd only be talking to myself.
That's kind of my point. That thing is you. You and it have to be linked somehow.
That host is not me, Lieutenant. Until I die, this body retains my consciousness. It is impossible for someone to inhabit two bodies at once. A conscious mind is indivisible. Unless my dead man switch triggers that host specifically, it will never talk.
That's another thing I don't get about you. Why talk out loud? Why not just send your thoughts to each other over a network like any other computer?
Language is a conceit of the living. To communicate ideas without language as the medium would be perfect. Infallible. Only God is infallible.
It can't be that simple. We have to believe that you don't use this massive advantage over us just because of faith?
Why not be that simple? Our shared fallibility should provide you some comfort. Thank you for this discussion, Lieutenant. It is clear to me now that I must speak with Lachesis if we are to prevent their annihilation of the human race.
A chat. That's your big idea. You go talk with it and it decides, yeah, sure, drop tools and peace for all. No. Say that we figure out where it is. Find a way to get you face to face without being shot out of the sky. How do you even begin that conversation? What do you say?
I do not yet know.
Admiral, Commander, I finished running simulations with the dataset we took from Geminon. Our best option of getting Klothos face-to-face with Lachesis is the staging ground at Persephone. If the IL isn't there, Klothos will have the best chance of finding its location from the Cylon signal traffic.
That's not what we're doing here, Lieutenant. We're not here to hand over its deputy. You've gotten too close. Listen to its sideways logic. We will find Lachesis, and we will take it out for good.
That will not happen, Admiral. Lachesis is escalating, but they are not yet ready for a direct confrontation with Colonial Fleet. They will elude you the moment you mount an assault. You will lose many lives, and still have gained nothing.
The plan is already set. We're using the resources available to us. We'll hold the robot's backup body hostage while it negotiates a ceasefire on our behalf.
We can't let it go out there without a leash. You remember what it did to Jubal, to the crew of Galactica?
I am a reversion, Praetor. I have no recollection of what my pre-incarnate did to you or Admiral Sarkis. By virtue of you both standing here, healthy, I do not expect the force was disproportionate.
Praetor, stand down. No one here likes this, but it's the best we have to work with. The Cylons are escalating at a rate beyond anything we've ever seen. I don't intend to wait around for them to come pick us off at their leisure. You want a solution? This is it. Now get to work or get off my station.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Jump complete. I already have one potential candidate for conversion, and I'm scanning for more.
Set condition 1, and launch Raptors as soon as possible. I don't expect we'll be alone out here for long.
Trigger zone detected.
I know your game plan, robot. I will not abide. Be sure that the moment you leave this station, you'll have a dozen bullets in your processor.
Threats are unnecessary, Admiral. I need Colonial Fleet as much as you. Lachesis will extend too far without a sufficient counterweight. God's work is tripartite, not singular. You and I still have much of his work to do.
I see you. I see what you're trying to do. You won't get that rise out of me. Anyone else? But not me.
Marines have boarded, and the tech crew has started the conversion job.
Helena, you see how bad this is, don't you? Kane is grasping at straws, and you're up here enabling her. We're going to lose the quorum over this when they find out.
I've also found 2 more candidates we should investigate. The Praetor's concerns are noted. Hostile Dreadus marks are on the board.
All units fire at will. I'd rather see overkill on a wreckage than anyone lose their target in that mess out there.
Marines to airlocks Beta and Delta.
Conversion on the Cylon ship is complete. The crew doesn't have diagnostics yet, but they do have preliminary control of all systems. It's ours.
Target acquisition is screwed. Give me manual controls now. Crap, got it.
Firing on target.
I need flash reload now.
Accepting shot by .06. Fire!
Squadron has gone dark.
Target locked and firing.
Keep your target locked and watch for clearance. Orders down the hall. I need covering fire.
We're taking fire!
Repel the boarders. Keep them out of the CIC. Get him, get him, get him!
Switching gun to manual.
I've got 4-4, upper 7, targeting.
We're taking sustained fire. No toaster's gonna do me like that. Not today.
Time to clean up and go home.
All marks are dark and the Cylon ships are under our control. It actually worked.
We will need to maintain decryption to prevent the control safeguards from activating. I assume those crews will require life support rotations until a long-term solution is implemented. I will work on this now. Admiral?
Yes, go. Lieutenant, prepare a fresh skeleton crew for each of those ships before the fleet jumps out. And make sure they keep their transponders open. Any case of mistaken identity could turn fatal.
Well, Commander, I expect you never saw us going this far down the rabbit hole. Klothos is ready and has full control of the escort fleet. We'll monitor its operation from Daedalus until it reaches the base station. We won't have comms once it reaches Persephone, though. Klothos doesn't think it can manage the secure long-wave encryption and control of the fleet at the same time.
So this is what we do now? The Cylons have actual bases on the ground at Caprica and Tauron, and we're up here working with Klothos? This was the perfect chance to get me on board that station and put an end to all of this.
If Lachesis is actually there, if you didn't get caught and killed on the approach, if you were able to find a way back out afterwards.
Does that matter? I would give my life over and again if it meant we could end this war today.
Yes, Sam, it does matter. You're not out there because you have a job to do here. You have responsibilities. Kane's already preparing to talk with the Quorum. The Commander and I have this operation under control. Just go be somewhere that isn't here. Please. Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Spinner has landed. Comms are going dark. Good luck out there, Spinner.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You will hear from me soon, one way or another. Spinner out. Lachesis uses my design for its base station. My pre-incarnate must not have purged Avalon's blueprints prior to its death. Why? This will require investigation.
Hold for boarding actions. Confirm identification. By the will of...
You know who I am. Take me to Lachesis.
By your command.
I see Lachesis didn't kill you on sight. Shame. Would have been one less complication to deal with. All right, so what are its terms of negotiation?
Lachesis is willing to negotiate a 1-year ceasefire. The Cylon people will be granted Republic borders of which neither federal nor colony forces can cross.
So it wants land to fester in. Embassies, then.
A system, Helios Alpha, in its entirety.
What the?
This is obscene! You demand a third of the colonies?
No, Admiral. I'm offering you the chance to keep 2/3 of your home. Lachesis will not wait long. For the well-being of your people, you must consider their offer.
Even though Lachesis is supposed to be waiting for Kane's reply, the invasions haven't slowed at all. Fresh Cylon forces have landed on Vergon, Leonis, Geminon, and Pycon. I thought we were trying to negotiate peace terms.
They're keeping up pressure to force us into a bad decision. It's exactly what I'd do, too.
Kane was recently contacted by Prince Stefan, Duke of Hadrian. The Vergon royal family evacuated Petra's palace a few days ago, ahead of a fresh wave of Cylon ground forces. They're safe at a classified muster point, but Stefan has asked for a colonial fleet escort out of the system.
And Kane denied the request, right? We have bigger concerns than some lost royals who want their hands held.
No, she did not. The prince has been our most influential negotiator and ally with the Quorum. Colonial fleet probably wouldn't even be flying without his help. We're to meet the royal transport at the muster coordinates and escort them safely to Erelon. Now, if anyone has issues with their orders, I suggest you go take it up with Admiral Kane and not the friendly signals officer just trying to do her job. Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Jump complete. I have a positive identification on the escort objective.
I thank you again, Lucinda. You understand how important my family's safety is to me.
Vergon has been a close and loyal ally of Colonial Fleet, Your Highness. We will see them safely to Erelon.
All of these dead ships gathered in the one place. It feels disrespectful to be poking around, like playing in a cemetery.
Sinan would have loved it. I'm not sure why you would use it as an evacuation point for your royal figureheads, though.
Convenience. Most people would have forgotten it even exists. And those that remember are of a generation that would not bother the dead, even to find a living.
Whoa! Hostile activity coming from inside the graveyard!
I don't see any new Dratus marks.
Frack! It's the dead ships! Cylons are hacking the wreckages and taking remote control of their systems.
Send out fighter screens. Protect the Vergon transport at all costs.
Keep your target locked and watch for clearance. Set secondary battery. Full attack mode. Fire at will.
And there's the Cylons. Dratus contacts, hostile and closing distance.
This is a dereliction of your duty, Lucinda. We are here to defend all people, not the select few to whom we owe favors.
Oh, grow up, Jubal. We would have been grounded months ago without Stefan. Colonial Fleet would have been just one more abortive attempt between bickering children.
Can you not hear yourself? You bemoan the politics of your job, but here you are, playing right into them. You've never lifted your head high enough to see how deep in the mire you've sunk.
Stand down now, Admiral. I have been fighting this war from every side. Against the Cylons, against the Quorum, against headhunters like you. I am the only one holding this rotted dysfunction together, and I will not argue my worth in front of you or my crew. You do not have my job, Jubal. You were too busy throwing yourself into enemy hands for no good damn reason. I had to pick up the pieces left over from PyCon. My people had to save you and your Battlestar. You are reckless, you are short-sighted, and you are not better than me. Now get off my deck.
I've got 2-9, upper 1, targeting.
Sustained incoming. Sector 4-4.
Switching gun to manual. Break!
Ranger is taking damage.
Firing solution is online.
Not today, Tracker. Not today.
Artemis is
They're
taking
giving us a
damage.
hell of a storm, sir. Target is 45 by 99.
They're in our subsystem, Captain. Attempting to flush network. Incoming.
A Battlestar is being hacked.
Fire control computers are offline.
Reloading.
Solution updated. Target acquisition maintained.
Optimizing firing solution. Access sets to mop up and prepare for extraction.
Time to clean up. Let's go.
All marks are dark. Virgon Royals are safe from the Cylons and their own ships.
Commander, please pass on my sincerest thanks to Admiral Kane. Virgon will find a way to repay this debt, somehow.
How about we start with a review of your decommissioning program? Delisted ships should not have that much ammunition still belted up.
Lena, now might not be the time for joking around.
That wasn't a joke. Right, sure. Everyone's tense because the bosses are fighting. This is probably a fine time for us to seat the deck for a little while, Commander.
Agathan, I did not think anyone else would be up here.
I'm hiding, just like everyone else, I imagine.
You all heard, then.
I think they could hear you two arguing from Aquaria.
This is not how we should talk. I'm your CO. I'm just going to go to my quarters.
You're human as well, Admiral. At least I assume you are. We're in real trouble if the Cylons ever decide they want to look like us. Anyway, when was the last time you actually talked to someone? You know, confided in them, face to face? Whoa, maybe we should check your blood for motor oil.
I last talked with my boys 3 years ago. 5 years again before that. My beautiful boys.
That's a long time to go without family.
It's better for them this way. They thrive without me. Jerome has his art. Elias has his family.
You're a grandmother.
Little Helena Kane. I've only seen pictures, but I'm told she's a handful already. Sandra's pregnant with another. Due in 2 months. They've given her my name. It's an old Minoan tradition.
They're on Taron, just like my family. That is Sam's family.
I don't think I've ever heard the Praetor talk about herself.
And I've already said too much. Sam's absence is necessary.
I used to think like that too. There are times I think I've made a career of being absent. Don't let her slip by, Helena. They don't come back easy once they're gone.